Welcome back, guys. This is Huncho Jellybean Outdoors. This is our first video that we are going to be posting since May. On today's video, we are actually going to be doing a bow review. These are budget-friendly bows, starting from like around $100 to $200 all the way up to about $400. So I'm going to be going over some other budget-friendly items to go with these bows, between broadheads, arrows, quivers, and cases that you can get. This is kind of a point to just get anyone started into bow hunting. It doesn't have to be super expensive. It can be on the more cheap end of things. Now these bows are gonna be through different years. So I got a Bighorn Reflex. I do know that bow retails, as I'll have next to me here. That bow retails about, depending what you get. So if you get it without a case, it'll be about 100. I think it was 180. So we have the Bighorn Reflex. This is an older bow. One of the more, I guess, older compound bows that you can get. But overall, shooting it is honestly one of my more favorite ones to shoot. It only has a certain poundage of 60 pounds to 70 pounds. So you're kind of limited on the, I guess, range you can go with that. And the actual range for your draw length is fairly short too. I have it maxed out on both just because I have a long draw length. I am shooting 30-inch arrows with that, and you'll see I will be going through these. These are the Shields Vendetta Pros. These are very budget friendly. Those other arrows I don't use, but the Shields Vendetta Pros are usually pretty good price. If you can get them on when they have them, their sale, they're about $34, 35 bucks, originally like 44. So with these Vendetta Pro arrows by Shields, they do come in a couple different fletchings, colors. So you have like orange, green. You'll see I have green for another arrow, and yellow, red. They have a whole bunch. I usually prefer getting the orange or green ones due to the fact that since I don't have a Luminox, it's a little bit easier to find if you do shoot a deer or you do lose them. They have a different spine, obviously, for each poundage you'll be shooting. I shoot 350 spines with this bow, the Bighorn Hunter. I guess my other one I shoot 29 inches since that's my draw length on that. I'm not a professional, so I don't know everything about bows, but this is all I'm doing off of what I've learned myself. The other bow I'll be reviewing is the Bear G2 Cruzer. Bear G2 Cruzer runs about $400 right now. When I originally purchased it in 2017, I had a package from a site, so I got case and everything, total of $500. That is a very versatile bow. So if you're looking for, I guess, a middle range bow where you can use from when you're young all the way up, that is a bow I recommend because it has a huge spectrum of draw length. You can change poundage. I thought I read somewhere it goes from like 10 pounds all the way up to 70 pounds. So think about it. That's a bow you can use for a long time. So you can add other mods to it. So you can, obviously all these, you can do stabilizers, sights, rest, all that's interchangeable. But that one you can add a little bit more because it is a newer frame on it. That bow is really light. That's another thing. It's not super large and it's super light. So here is the G2 Cruzer Bear. I had the black one. There are options for different camo, but very compact bow, very light. That is one thing I do like. The only issue is I struggle with lighter bows with accuracy, but that's a little bit of technique. Once again, this bow came with some Easton Helios, but I'm not a huge fan of those. They're good arrows, but they're not my favorite. But like, once again, the Vendetta Pros, I do shoot those as my main quiver. That has a Trophy Ridge quiver with it. That runs around $40 retail. It's a little more expensive, but you can carry 5 arrows in it. And it has a nice little connector on it. Next bow is the Bear Vast. Now this bow, very small, compact, kind of compare about a little bit smaller, I'd say, than the Cruzer. This is another one of those very adaptable bows. That's kind of like the new thing Bear's been doing. Once again, Vendetta Pros. Now this bow is my girlfriend's bow, and like I say, once again, a lot lighter poundage on it. But this is a Bear pack you can get from Cabela's. I can do a link for you if they still have that up. But basically has a lot of Trophy Ridge parts to it, between the Whisker Biscuit, Trophy Ridge sight, and a Trophy Ridge stabilizer. That one's about the 7-inch one. Now I did order a 12-inch stabilizer for the Bear G2 Cruzer. I'm trying to see if that helps with longer distance shots. This one, we took that quiver off. She had a Trophy Ridge like I have there. And I will put a link to all of these in the description. But since she mostly just uses it for target practice, and she doesn't hunt, she uses this kind of quiver. Remember, you don't have to be a hunter to shoot bow. This is something everyone can enjoy, and it's a very fun activity. So I'm gonna get all these next to each other, kind of get a perspective of each size. So these are the 3 bows I'll be reviewing. A couple different quivers. That is a Boeing company quiver down here. This is a very old model, but the nice thing with this is the quiver attachment you put on the bow is the same as it was when this came out early 2000, late 90s. So that's something that is cheap too. I was able to find a adapt on the website. It's a little more expensive. Amazon sells it for about $5. So that's a very cheap piece to put on compared to other, I'd say, brands of quivers. That one is a 5-arrow one also, but I only carry the 3 arrows. All right, guys, so here is the Bighorn Reflex. So the quiver is a super easy attachment to put in. Say nice little quiver. I did add a little attachment. All it is that bendable wire stuff you can buy. I just got the big roll just for a little hook on it, but I'm not going to shoot with it on again with the skin. So this bow is a little bit heavier, so if you are going to try to go long distance, I wouldn't recommend using a bow like this. But if you're fine with carrying that extra weight, this isn't a bad bow to bring. I have done some adjustments on it. I got this restrung because this was set up where it didn't have the loop. It just had the normal where you go right and hook your release to it, or I guess go right to the string with your release. Then added a new peep sight on it because the other one wasn't my favorite. It was one of those old bulky ones. So that was about $75 to restring it. We just had this bow lying around. We just never really used it. I will say it's heavy and it is loud, the string, because there's no string stropper and there's no silencers, but it's something I'm going to be adding is some string silencers. I will try shooting this with the 12-inch after shooting this, but this did originally came with a small stabilizer. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a limb saver is what it's called. Small, doesn't really balance it out very well, but it's supposed to help with quieting it a little bit more, but that's why a lot of these new ones have the rubber on them. So I don't shoot it. As you see, it's a little smaller. Took it off, and this thing does shoot really well. I will say that. That is something I do like about this bow, is it shoots very well. We're gonna do some shots right now. Okay. I will say this is at 70 pounds. My barrel is at 60 pounds. The G2 Cruzer. We'll shoot 2 more, just so you can kind of get a little bit of it. Very accurate bow. I always say you can hit dimes with it. Say, other than being a little noisy, it's honestly shoots really nice. So I say, if you're looking for a good, cheap, older bow, I'd say this is the bow to get. Alright guys, so here's the Bear G2 Cruzer. You see, it's a pretty light bow. Everything here is what came with the bow when I got the bow package. So this is original stabilizer on it. I've actually moved this one to the Bighorn just to make it a little more balanced up front, so there's just a little stubby guy. This whole setup, say, was about $400, a little bit over $400, but now it's down to $400 for a bow package. So here I have the True Glow sight on it. It's just a little bit cheaper. Comes with the package. Whisker biscuit. Now you can go through and adjust these yourself. Get different sights, and if you prefer a drop away rest, you can. Only difference between those is the whisker biscuit does slow down the feet per second when shooting the arrow. Otherwise, for distance wise, doing some research, I did find that there really is not a whole lot of difference. You can shoot up to 40 yards, 50 yards with the whisker biscuit. It's all just can't shoot straight after 20 yards. A lot of technique and form. That is a lot of the reason why. Now it does help having that drop away because it does go faster. I have not purchased any of those yet. Point of this video is for budget friendly. So with that, I first started shooting the Muzzy broadheads, the fixed ones. It's like you can get them in a 6-pack. Now that is your best deal because if I remember right, that is retail about $35, and you get 6 broadheads plus the practice broadhead to shoot with the arrows and make sure they fly. Only difference I've had issues with, may run into a little, I guess, inconsistency with the flight with the fixed broadheads of the Muzzy. The other broadhead that I got, now I did get this on sale. Gander was going out of business, is the NAPs, I think they're kill zones, I gotta double check that. This one, it's a mechanical broadhead where it'll hit the target, or I guess the deer, and it'll open up as it's hitting it on pressure. It's not a rage or where it has the band that has to break. This is just a normal mechanical, so it'll open up on contact. Now if I remember right, I got this one for about $30, but they run about $40 for 3 of them. So a little bit more pricey. Now you're not going to get, you can get cheap broadheads, but I recommend spending that $40 range on them or higher, just because the better broadhead you buy, the more likely it's going to do the job. And I won't get into all the rage stuff because there's a lot of talk about those don't work all the time. I'm not getting into that. So this is the Bear G2 Cruzer. Everything's pretty standard with it. Pretty good bow, super light, perfect if you're trying to go a long distance or you're younger. Okay, so now I'm going to shoot. When I do shoot this bow, I always take the quiver off. I feel like I shoot better without that weight on there. It's a preference. You can either shoot with the quiver on or without the quiver. I also want to add, the Vendetta Pros, there's a cheaper arrow than that if you just want for target practice. It's just the Vendettas. All of these are run by, if I remember right, actually made by Victory Archery, and they've been slowly climbing with having the best carbon arrows made. And actually, there's a guy, I'll put the link down, that tested these arrows, compared them to other arrows, and they ranked with like $80 arrows for just spine, like consistency and all that. I personally, huge fan of them, killed 2 of them. So, we're going to do a shot here. We're only going 10 yards, this is kind of the point. I do want to mention, we're using a True Fire release. This is one of the cheap ones. It's, I think, what's about 15-20 bucks. I'll have that in the link too, or down below. So, I'll just give it a shot here. So, shoots really nice, very quiet. That's kind of a nice thing when trying to shoot a deer. Comes with everything, so it has a little bit of silencers, string stopper, all that will silence it, really nice. Overall, pretty good bow. Really don't have anything bad for it. So if you're willing to go ahead and spend that extra money, this is a bow to look at. Now, there are other bows. I will say, best thing to do is get into a bow shop. A lot of times they'll have bows that they'll set it up for you. You can go shoot. Now you go to Shields and stuff, a little harder. Just get to a bow shop. Find out a bow that you're comfortable with. A lot of it's preference. Today I'm just giving you guys some options to look at. G2 Cruzer, I can't complain about it. I am going to shoot with the 12-inch stabilizer on it now. This is just a little 6-inch one, but that's all you really need. Beginners, it's good to start with the 4 or 6-inch. As you get into more, the longer the stabilizer, the steadier your shot be, and less you'll shoot to the left or right as you shoot further distance. All preference. So now we're going to shoot with the 12-inch stabilizer. It gives the bow a little bit more weight, which I actually kind of like. And we are going to be shooting the helos with this for now. So, see how this feels. So, off the bat, I like this a ton better with the 12-inch stabilizer. Only issue with this though, if you're trying to stick to budget, it is a little bit more pricey. This stabilizer runs for, I got it for like 45 bucks off Amazon. 45, 40, yeah, this is about 45. I did see a sale on them though, the black ones. They are down to $37 right now on Amazon. I'll put a link to that too. So, only issue, this is really long, but the thing about it, your arrow sticks out to about here when it's not drawn out. So, it's really not going to be that much in the way. Now, if you're maybe thinking about doing ground assault, it's probably better with the smaller stabilizer. But for me, since I'm out of a stand, I guess it varies depending on what kind of stand you're in. This won't be in the way too much, but so in a hang-on, this is not a bad stabilizer to have. It does help a ton. I just found out shooting it just a little bit. Overall, I do give it a good rating that I like this. So you can always mod your bow, but the simple bow, say with this bow is around 400 bucks. Get all your setup with it. So here we have that Bear Bass $250 bow pack that you can get from Cabela's. Comes with the Trophy Ridge Whisker Biscuit. Overall, good bow. Shoots really nice. Got the Trophy Ridge sight, Trophy Ridge. So as you see, the theme is Trophy Ridge for a lot of this stuff. So we are actually going to try to shoot this. This comes in a few different colors. Actually, right here. So the draw length on here is 20 to 30 inches that you can adjust it to. So very adjustable. And then the poundage weight, the max is 70 pounds. They say you go all the way down. So we'll take a few shots with this. And a nice thing too, comes with a anchor point consistency. So. Shoots really nice, honestly. Very quiet bow. So I like it. I mean, right now it's low poundage, set up for just target practice for my girlfriend, but this isn't a bad bow to look at if you're getting into archery. See, it's one of those smaller compact bows. This comes with about a 7.5 inch stabilizer. Really easy to set up. The thing about these new bows is you can bring them to Shields. They'll do everything labor free, get everything set up between your peep sight where you want that, draw length, poundage, all labor free. And all you got to do is get yourself a target. Bear Bass, great bow. where you get for your price. It is cheaper, but if you're looking to get into shooting bow, this is a great starter bow for your price you're looking for. I will go over some more budget items through other videos, but today is more on these three bows. Cheaper bows, but they're really good, I guess in my opinion, pretty good quality for what the price is. So for me, how it feels, the Cruzer is the lightest bow out there that I have for the three. If you're looking for lightweight, very adaptable poundage, draw length on it, the Cruzer is your option. This is what I'm just recommending. I am not sponsored by any of these people either. I want to mention that. These are all bows that I've purchased and my girlfriend obviously purchased. Bear Vast is I would say your next lighter weight, very changeable draw weight, poundage. And then lastly, that older bows. Now these older bows, very reliable. Granted, they are heavier. I've obviously, as the bows gained in technology, they've become lighter weight, more efficient. Now, Bighorn, honestly, in my opinion, I shoot the most accurate with that, the oldest bow. So, pros and cons, say, all about feeling. These are just three bows that honestly I wanted to review for you guys, get some content out there, just to show that there is budget-friendly ways to get into hunting. Like I've said, you just got to get out there to the bow shop and try out some bows. There have been Walmart challenges where, just see other channels, the Walmart challenges where they'll buy bows for what, $400. Good bows there too. So you can say you can always get them at Walmart, Shields, all these locations. Like I say, the cheapest bow, new bow, but the Bear Vast, that's probably one of your cheaper bows. If you have any questions, let me know. Put them in the comments. Or if you want to see any other type of gear that I have, such as like the climber, hang-on stand setup I have for public land, backpacks, even clothing. So, like I say, put down in the comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget to share this information. This is, I think, in my opinion, good information about getting into cheap hunting and bow hunting, and even just shooting bows. Like I said before, I'll keep preaching it. Anyone can get into it. It's not too it is expensive, but it cannot be expensive. Get out there and enjoy the outdoors. You don't have to be limited. And like I say, you don't need a bunch of land to hunt. You get public land to go and hunt. Go enjoy the outdoors. That's what this channel is all about. Like and subscribe.